Whenever you see a Rotom V, you immediately think you're playing against a deck like Charizard or even Snorlax Stall. Believe it or not, Rotom V actually has an extremely powerful attack with basically unlimited damage potential. Rotom V has the attack Scrap Shot that does 40 damage plus reads. Put any number of tool cards from your discard pile into the lost zone. This attack does 40 more damage for each card that you put in the lost zone, basically giving Rotom V and VSTAR the ability to knock out every single Pokemon in the format multiple times over. The evolution of the Rotom V going into a Rotom VSTAR does one simple thing. It increases the damage of Scrap Shot from 40 to 80 base power and gives you an awesome VSTAR power in Conversion Star, which basically reads discard as many cards from your hand as you would like and then draw that many cards. Since we're wanting to discard all of our tool cards, Conversion Star allows us to just mill through our deck so fast, putting all of our tools in the discard pile to do crazy amounts of damage. Our ace spec of choice, Treasure Tracker, allows us to pull 5 tool cards out of our deck and place them into our hand, powering up our Conversion Star draw power. So nice to be able to pull out 5 cards to then discard to draw an additional 5 cards. Plus, being able to use Carmine or Professor's Research for the turn, you can easily draw 20 cards in a single turn. We play an absurd amount of tool cards. We play 4 Experience Share, my face is in the way, 4 Experience Share, 4 Turbo Energize, 4 Crisis Punch, 4 Rescue Board, and 2 TM Devolutions, which really do help against Charizard and Dragapult decks. You see here we do play the 2 Cramorants. Cramorant can attack for free once you've lost zone 4 of your tool cards with Rotom V or VSTAR, allowing you to have a really powerful single prize attacker in your active if your opponent tries to take knockouts or just push up a single prize attacker to set up in the background. Cramorant, crazy single prize attacker. I did try and fit Sableye into this deck, just didn't work out. There wasn't enough slots for it. We do have Squawkabilly. On your first turn, you could potentially use Squawkabilly and Carmine along with Treasure Tracker and Ultra Balls, Nest Balls, drawing through 10, 15, even 20 cards sometimes. It's just absolutely crazy. Play 2 Boss's Order. Sometimes you just want to go after the Fezandipiti or Rotom of your opponents on the bench for an easy 2 prize cards or just to finish off the game. Play 4 Ultra Ball. The Ultra Ball is super necessary to be able to discard tool cards into your discard pile to power up Scrap Shot. Just allows you to search, allows you to discard, super necessary to have in your deck. We do play 4 Nest Ball to get the Rotom V, to get your Squawkabilly, to get your Fezandipiti. Just overall, just one of the best Pokemon search cards of all time. Probably second behind Quick Ball. We play 3 Earthen Vessel to help us find our 5 energy. You could run a 1/1 Magneton Magnemite line in this deck. It does kind of offset the price trade a little bit since you're normally just attacking with 2 prize Pokemon. If you use the Magneton ability, it would put you on odd prizes, but they would still have to take the same amount of knockouts essentially. Unless you get the Cramorants involved, you're just straight attacking with Rotom V the entire match. So the energy acceleration could be okay from the Magneton. I run the 4 Experience Shares, so we don't have to do that. Your optimal turn 1 is going to be attaching an energy for turn, having a second Rotom V, and attaching an Experience Share to that Rotom V, so you are able to attack no matter what your opponent does. If your opponent takes a knockout on your Pokemon with the energy attached, then you're not just sitting around waiting because the Experience Share will move that energy over to your Rotom. You can also use the Turbo Energize to get out energies if it's your first turn. Cool thing about the Rotom V is it does have the instant charge ability, which as we all know is just completely broken. So normally you want to end your turn with drawing 3 extra cards, but you could use the Turbo Energize to get energy in play if you miss the energy for turn. We play the 4 Rescue Boards. You have to be able to pivot around. You can't use your energy to retreat. You are wanting to attach every single turn. Your first 2 or 3 turns are very crucial to get your energy in play. In the later stages, you can use your energies to retreat, but you have to be super careful with them in the beginning stages. Plus, you just need tools to discard. Why not have the Rescue Board? If your opponent knocks it out, it just goes to the discard pile to power up your attacks anyway. We do have the 2 PokéStops. Milling your own tool cards and your own cards with PokéStop is actually really nice. You want to see as many cards go in the discard pile as you can. So using PokéStop, all 3 go into the discard pile is actually really good. Most decks, you don't want that to happen with, but in this one, you do. We play the 1 Pal Pad. We got to be able to put back our Boss's Orders if we mill it with PokéStop or if we have to use Conversion Star. That's normally what I use Pal Pad for. I've never really put back anything else. I always just put back the 2 Boss's Orders. If I have to discard it with Squawkabilly or something like that, I'll put back the Research and the Carmine just to have them in deck. But other than that, Pal Pad mainly just here for Boss's Orders. And so whenever we mill them, which You're going to mill your boss's orders with PokéStop. It's just how it goes. You're able to put them back to get the optimal targets. Overall, this deck list is very, very straightforward. You want to go first. You want to attach an energy, get your experience shares in play, and just start swinging as soon as possible. On your first attack, you do really want to try and get 4 of your tools in the Lost Zone to activate Cramorant. You don't want to wait around for Cramorant to come online, because if you only attack with the bare minimum, say you only attack with 3 of your tool cards and you save the 4th one for damage later on, normally that's not going to matter. I've never run into a situation where I've been out of tool cards and not able to do enough damage. First of all. Second of all, you want to be able to attack with Cramorant. If your opponent takes a surprise knockout on your VSTAR, it's going to be your backup attacker, your only attacker that's online, if you don't have an experience share on another Rotom and a manual attachment. Normally you do, but just try and get 4 in the Lost Zone as soon as possible, and so you have Cramorant as a backup attacker, and you're going to have a good time. Cramorant does also utilize Crisis Punch. You can only use this attack when your opponent has 1 prize card remaining. This attack does 280 damage, and Cramorant can use this attack for free. 0 cost. It's just end game, late game cleanup, 280 damage, Cramorant. I've had more than a couple of people just straight up concede once they see the play coming into the board. I attach the Crisis Punch to my Cramorant, manual retreat my VSTAR, swing for 280 damage. It's absolutely absurd how strong this attack is. Basically knocking out all of the really, really high HP attackers outside of Charizard and Dragapult. I guess Gardevoirs kind of seem to pick up in play as well, but Crisis Punch just takes out all the basics, takes out all the VSTARs, takes out all the Vs. It's a super awesome card to have in the late game, so make sure you're very careful with discarding them. You do play 4. You only need 1 in the end game, but if you don't have it, then you can't use it. So just be very careful with your resources, and you're going to have a lot of fun with this deck. I've been having a lot of fun with this deck. I think we won 8 of our 10 matches today, if I remember correctly. I think we played a few more after that because I was just having so much fun. The deck list will be down in the description for you guys to copy if you want to give it a shot. If you could figure out a way to fit Sableye in without lowering consistency too much, leave a comment down below. Let me know how you built the deck. Other than that, let's hop into some matches, show you how it works. It's honestly really tough for us when our opponent chooses to go first. We do have energy in hand. We have quite a bit, of easy, draw here. Problem is if they get the attack onto our Rotom V with Dragapult, it's basically just game over. There's not a whole lot we can do about it. We could Turbo Energize to end our turn here, but I think just attaching energy is going to be the best thing to do. We're just going to hold the rest of the hand and kind of hope for the best here. Unfortunately, we didn't have a supporter there. A Carmine would have been really, really nice. There's Arvin. Sparkling Crystal, Rare Candy. Not a whole lot we can do about it. Oh, they're grabbing a Poffin. That's interesting. All right, let's see what they do. Duskull's completely fine. They just have the Rare Candy. They have Rare Candy, Dragapult. Yeah, it's game over. Game over. Dragapult attacking turn 2 is just busted. We'll see if we can get to a knockout, though. We're going to try. Why not? I've seen crazier things happen. All right. Nice. We top deck the Rotom VSTAR. Very nice. 7. So do we Conversion Star or do we Carmine? That's the question. I think we Conversion Star, and I think we just hope that we get another supporter. If we don't get another supporter, then we're not going to get up to the 320 damage to take a knockout here. Very nice. That was a good call right there. Oh, that's a bit unfortunate for them, honestly. We're going to keep the experience share. Actually, we have a lot of tools prized, don't we? That's crazy. We do have a knockout here, which is great. Grab another Rotom. Could grab the Fez, but I want to guarantee the experience share onto the Rotom V for the following turn. All right, and then we Carmine. I honestly thought this was just game over. I thought we were absolutely toast here. But we have 560 damage on our second turn. Was not expecting this at all. All right, let's go ahead and take the knockout on their Dragapult. So we're doing 120, 160, 200, 240, 280, 320 damage on our second turn, taking out basically the only card they have. I'm sure they have Squawkabilly in their hand, or not Squawkabilly. I'm sure they have Fezandipiti in their hand. There's almost no shot that they don't. Fire. Iono's fine. I did really like to have that boss in hand to bring up potentially the Fez that they're about to grab. This is good too. TM Devo is kind of a good card for us to keep. I wish we didn't have to pitch this with the research, but I think we just have to kind of keep the ball rolling here. If we can get a hold of a Cramorant, we'll just attack with Cramorant. If they item lock us, that's completely fine. All right, our goal here is to get a hold of a Cramorant to start taking knockouts that way. Let's see, attach energy. Yeah, let's just go ahead and research. Go ahead and evolve both of our Rotom. We did miss the Cramorant because we are item locked, but that's okay. We take a knockout on Badoo without getting rid of any of our tool cards. And if they get another Dragapult here, I think we actually have enough in our discard pile to take another knockout on Dragapult. Yep, we're fine. They may end up conceding here. I honestly thought the game was over. Dragapult, turn 2 attack into a Rotom V, taking the knockout for 2 prizes. I thought this game was just over. I was very close to just conceding the match, but I kind of wanted to see if we could get the damage online or not. Right, probably grabbing Rescue Board here. Yep, Rescue Board PAF in. They're going to retreat probably into the Radiant Alakazam, which is completely fine. Or they'll retreat into the Badoo. Are they playing double Badoo? Let me see. Yeah, they're playing double Badoo. Completely fine. We do have another prize card here before they are even able to really do anything. Here's the Fez. I think we just take the single prize knockout and just get ready to either take out the Fezandipiti or the last. Yeah, I see what they're doing here. They're trying to get the prizes lined up. Painful Spoons is kind of a broken ability, to be honest. In the right decks, like Dragapult, it is so strong. I think we actually just hold our hand. I don't think we play anything. I don't think we put down the PokéStop. I think we just attack. We do have 360 online. So if they get a Dragapult, we just have the knockout with our Rotom on the bench. Because it does have the experience share. There's our Cramorant. Were both of our Cramorants prized? That would have been wild. All right. There's almost no shot they don't have a Dragapult here. They should have a knockout, but then we just return KO for the last 2 prizes. Crazy. I wasn't expecting to be able to do 560 damage on our second turn. That's insane, man. Absolutely insane. This deck's been a lot of fun so far. These are the decks that we struggle against, though. Not necessarily the high HP, just more of like the damage counter manipulation decks. Yeah, there's no shot they don't have a Dragapult here. There's Dragapult, yep. Okay, so they are going to go down to 2 prizes. They're going to move damage down to the Rotom on the bench, I would assume. They have to know I'm just going to promote this one. They should have been moving the damage to this Rotom the whole time because this one has the energy on it. Like, they should know that this is the one I'm going to be attacking into. So Dracloak. Let's see if they get a rare candy onto the Dusknoir here. That would be kind of interesting. Dusknoir or Dragapult's just busted. Yeah, they got it. They could actually... they have a counter catcher, they win here, right? No, they don't. Okay. It's pretty close. They win next turn. Boss, fantastic. Yeah, next turn they actually would have won just with Dusclops. putting the damage here. If they counter catchered this up, that's just crazy. They needed 3 more damage counters. I was not expecting to win this match at all. It's crazy. Doing 360 damage. We don't even have to play out our turn here. We probably could have got up closer to 500 again if we played out PokéStop, Carmine, Ultra Ball, everything in our hand. But we just have the knockout here. Knocking out 2 Dragapults, extremely hard to do for most decks, but not for Rotom VSTAR, man. That was wild. That was a good match. That was a good match to show off the power of this deck. Turn 2, 560 damage after getting turn 2 Dragapult attacked is crazy. We went second, which is really hard for us to deal with as well. That match right there shows off the power of Rotom VSTAR. Let me know what you guys think of Rotom VSTAR. Do you guys think it's a viable deck until rotation, or do you think it's just a complete meme? Right now, with how many decks that we've just been absolutely destroying, I would consider bringing this to like a League Challenge or League Cup just to have fun. Obviously, I wouldn't bring it to like a for money big regional tournament or anything like that. But so far, this has been way better than expected. The Cramorant just makes everything work so much better. It lets you take out those low HP Pokemon. Just absolutely crazy. I've considered putting in a Sableye into the deck. I did test it. The problem is by the time you get 10 into the Lost Zone, your energy count, your deck's so low, it's just really hard to get the 2 Sableye, 2 Psychic Energy in your deck and keep the consistency of just hitting really, really hard with the VSTAR. Let me know what you guys think of this deck down in the comments. Check out this video right over here, and I'll see you in the next one.